Have you ever felt like you're being watched at school? Not by a teacher or another student, but by something else? Our story begins on a Tuesday, just like any other, except it wasn't. It all started with the whispers. Not gossip, not rumors, but actual whispers coming from empty hallways and locked classrooms. Leo was the first one to really notice. He was a junior, usually with his head buried in a book, headphones on, trying to block out the world. He was in the library trying to finish a history paper that was due next period. The library was dead silent, except for the quiet hum of the ancient air conditioner. He took off his headphones to stretch, and that's when he heard it. A faint, hushed sound, like someone whispering right behind him. "Find the key." He whipped his head around. Nothing. Just rows and rows of dusty books. He shook his head, thinking he was just tired, maybe a little stressed. He put his headphones back on, but the feeling of being watched wouldn't go away. Later that day, during chemistry class, his lab partner Maya jumped. "Did you hear that?" She whispered, her eyes wide. "It sounded like someone said my name." Leo's heart skipped a beat. He hadn't heard anything this time, but Maya looked genuinely spooked. They both glanced around the bustling lab. Everyone was busy with their experiments, laughing, talking. No one else seemed to have noticed a thing. The whispers became a school legend almost overnight. At first, everyone thought it was a prank, some senior class stunt. But then things started to get weird. Lockers would swing open on their own. The lights in the gymnasium would flicker in strange patterns, almost like they were spelling out words. And the whispers, they were getting clearer. Different students heard different things. "The clock is ticking. Don't trust the mirrors." She never left. Leo, Maya, and their friend Chloe decided to investigate. Chloe was the editor of the school's online newspaper and a skeptic by nature. She was convinced there was a logical explanation for everything: a faulty electrical system, drafts in the old building, a clever prankster with a hidden speaker system. They stayed after school one evening, armed with flashlights and a digital voice recorder. They started in the library where Leo first heard the whisper. The sun was setting, casting long, creepy shadows across the room. As they walked past the history section, Maya stopped dead. "Look," she said, pointing at a book that was slightly pulled out from the shelf. It was a history of the town, published 50 years ago. They pulled it out. Tucked inside was an old, faded photograph of a girl in a school uniform standing in front of their school. She looked sad. On the back, written in cursive, was a single name: Ilara. Suddenly, the voice recorder in Chloe's hand crackled to life. A soft, chilling whisper filled the silence. "That's me." The three of them froze. Chloe, the skeptic, went pale. This wasn't a prank. This was real. The voice continued, clearer this time. "They locked it away. The heart of the school. Find my locket." Their investigation took a new turn. They weren't just chasing whispers anymore. They were on a ghost hunt. They spent hours in the school archives, digging through old yearbooks and records. And they found her, Ilara Vance, a student who had attended the school 50 years ago. According to the records, she had simply disappeared. One day she was at school, the next she was gone. No explanation, no forwarding address. It was as if she vanished into thin air. The whispers led them on a strange scavenger hunt. Under the stage, where music sleeps, they found an old tarnished silver music box hidden beneath the floorboards of the auditorium stage, in the highest room where stars are born. This led them to the dusty old planetarium in the science wing, which hadn't been used in years. Taped to the bottom of the projector was a small, ornate silver key. It was the key from Leo's first whisper. The whispers grew more urgent. "Hurry, he's trying to erase me." Who was he? The trail led them to the oldest part of the school, the original bell tower, which had been sealed off for decades. The key they found fit the lock on the heavy oak door perfectly. With a loud creak, the door swung open, revealing a spiral staircase covered in dust and cobwebs. They hesitated for a moment, the air inside feeling cold and heavy. But they had to know. They climbed the stairs, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. At the top was a small circular room. In the center of the room, on a dusty old desk, sat a small wooden box. As Maya reached for it, a man's voice, deep and angry, boomed from the voice recorder. "Leave it." They jumped back, terrified. The voice was different, harsh. "She is forgotten. She will stay forgotten." Leo, looking around the room, noticed something carved into the wall. It was a list of names, and next to one name, a date was circled. Mr. Abernathy, their quiet, seemingly harmless old janitor. The date was the same week Alara had disappeared. They realized Mr. Abernathy wasn't just a janitor. He had been a student at the school, in the same class as Alara. The whispers started to piece the story together. Alara had found out something Abernathy had done, something he wanted to keep buried. In a panic, he had trapped her. Not in a physical sense, but he had stolen something precious to her, her locket, which held the only photo of her late mother, and hidden it away along with all her records, trying to erase her memory from the school. Her spirit, tied to the locket and the injustice, had been trapped here ever since. Just as they put the pieces together, they heard heavy footsteps on the stairs. It was Abernathy. His face, usually so mild, was twisted in a grimace. "You kids shouldn't have meddled," he growled. He lunged for the box, but Chloe was faster. She grabbed it and threw it to Leo. Maya shone her flashlight directly into Abernathy's eyes, blinding him for a second. It was just the distraction they needed. Leo fumbled with the clasp on the box, his hands shaking. He finally got it open. Inside, nestled on a bed of faded velvet, was a beautiful silver locket. The moment Leo's fingers touched the locket, the room grew intensely cold. The air shimmered, and a faint, translucent figure of a girl appeared before them. It was Alara. She smiled a sad but grateful smile. She reached out, not touching the locket, but gesturing towards it. The angry voice of Abernathy from the recorder was replaced by Alara's soft whisper, now filling the entire room. "Thank you." Abernathy stared, his face a mask of pure terror, as the spectral form of Alara drifted towards him. The lights in the tower flickered wildly, and a gust of wind slammed the door shut, plunging them into darkness. All they could hear was Abernathy's scream and Alara's whisper, "Now they will remember." When the lights came back on, Abernathy was gone. The door was wide open. The locket was still in Leo's hand, but it felt warm now. Alara was gone too. The whispers stopped. The strange happenings around the school ceased. It was over. They never told anyone the full story. Who would believe them? But they left the locket on the desk in the Principal S office with an anonymous note explaining everything. The next week, a small memorial plaque for Alara Vance appeared in the library. She wasn't forgotten anymore. But sometimes late at night, when the school is empty, they say you can still hear a faint whisper, not one of sadness, but of gratitude, a quiet "thank you" carried on the wind. But here's the thing. The day after Abernathy disappeared, Leo found a small old key in his own locker. It didn't look like the key to the bell tower. It was different, and tucked into the key's handle was a tiny rolled-up piece of paper. It had one word on it: basement. It seems Alara's story might be over, but another one is just beginning. What secrets are hiding in the school's basement? What did Abernathy want to keep hidden down there? The answers are waiting to be found. But the question is, are you brave enough to look for them? If you want to find out what that key unlocks, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, so you don't miss what we uncover next. The mystery is far from over. Thanks for watching.